The following podcast is a next level production.
Welcome to Wilhelm. I am your host, Ben Beck, and I am incredibly excited to be back to doing this. It's been a couple months, but sometimes life gets in the way and you kind of have to take care of things. But I've been away taking care of that, as well as developing some new stuff for the podcast. And I'm really excited, like I said, to be back to doing this. We've got some new stuff in store, as I mentioned, new episodes, new conversations. We've got a new Twitch channel. We've got an upcoming weekly live web series that's going to be launching next month. And of course, video versions of everything that you are hearing. So you could be listening to this right now, or you could be watching it on the Wilhelm podcast YouTube page, which I encourage you to do. So if you want to check out, if you're listening to this, you want to check out the video of it, or video of anything going forward that includes conversations with actors, actresses, producers, all that stuff, just go to YouTube and search for Wilhelm podcast, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get all of that. And you'd really be helping me out, because the more subscribers I get, the more I can do. If I hit 100 subscribers, I can create my own URL for it, which is helpful for people to find it. So you know the deal. Anyway, I can't think of a better episode to return to with this, because we just recently got the announcement from Peacock that we are finally getting a Community movie, bringing to fruition the prediction, #6 seasons in a movie. I'm incredibly excited. I'm bringing on two guests that are also incredibly excited, and we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite episodes of Community, as well as some other stuff related to the show. This is the first time we've ever done a show-specific episode, but I'm okay with it because I know there's a lot of fans out there. So let me bring on my guests. They are the hosts of the Panels to Pixels podcast. Let's bring them on. Mark Kirkman and Steve Brown. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
It's different because we're doing the video version of it now. In addition to the audio, like, people are going to be listening to this on the RSS feed, but now we kind of have to pay attention to what we're doing, like to what's going on in the backgrounds of our screens, which is interesting. Yeah. Like, I have cats running around like crazy, and one of them's running up and down the hallway like crazy. But
and I have my goats and trees background from North Africa when I was in North Africa for a little while. And
there you go. So. See, this is the things that people need to be able. They got to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel so they can see all this stuff.
Yeah, and I'm in Pierce's house. Well, his summer home.
Nice.
How is?
No, this is something that was supplemental.
Okay. Wait a minute, what? I don't ever remember Pierce having a summer home. Maybe you're a bigger fan than I am.
Nah.
But yeah, as I mentioned, we're back to doing this. First episode back. Community just announced that we're getting the movie. I was incredibly excited about the news. You guys, I'm sure, were as excited too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
How long did it take them to finally announce this? A number of years, because the show ended. I don't think it was 10 years ago. It's been a while though.
Yes. It's been a minute. It's
been a minute.
I mean, I have the DVDs of all 6 seasons on my shelf. So the Netflix, was it Netflix? Yeah, no, Yahoo, right?
It was It moved to Yahoo, I think, for the 6th season. Maybe it was I think maybe the 5th season was on Yahoo.
No, the 5th season was Dan Harmon came back.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was fired for season 4, and then he came back in season 5, and then season 6 was on Yahoo, and they blamed. Didn't Yahoo blame like this show and like maybe, I don't know, Cobra Kai or whatever other show?
No, they never crossed over. Cobra Kai wasn't.
Okay, so Yahoo, there was some Yahoo lost. Like, I read in the IMDb trivia, I read that Yahoo lost like $42 million doing that season, and they're saying that's why their channel went under, and they. But it's okay. We got it now.
No, go ahead, Mark.
No, Community ended in 2015, so we're talking
2015,
about 7 years.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I knew it wasn't quite 10 years, but I knew it's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was tough putting together my top 5. We were talking about this a little before we started recording. My top 3 were pretty solid. I knew what they were, but I had like 20 other episodes to choose from of episodes that I love to fill in 4 and 5. And we'll do some honorable mentions like we always do. But I noticed the key trend to all of it. None of the episodes are from season 6. None of them.
None of mine are.
I've got a couple season 6 episodes that I liked. So
okay. I mean, there are a couple episodes from season 6 that I liked. I don't think I liked them enough.
Oh, I guess only one. It's only one episode from season 6.
I mean, the grifting episode with now I can't remember his name. Of course, now that we're recording, he's the same actor that plays Laszlo in What We Do in the Shadows. For some reason.
Yes, I remember. I don't remember the title of the episode now, but yeah,
Grifting 101 is the title of the episode, but I can't remember the actor's name, which is going to bug me. There's the episode where Dean Pelton gets VR for the first time and he gets addicted to VR.
Yeah,
there's a couple episodes in season 6 that I like, not enough to make the list of like favorite episodes.
Interesting.
But before we get into the top 5, I'm curious from you guys' point of view, who is your favorite of the Greendale 7 and who is your favorite of characters from outside of the Greendale 7? The Greendale 7 obviously being Pierce, Troy, Abed, Annie, Britta, Shirley, and wait, that's it, right?
Pierce, Shirley,
Pierce,
Troy.
Oh my
Abed, God. And what was his name?
I forgot Winger.
Winger, Jeff Winger. Yeah. Winger, you son of a bitch.
I forgot Winger. So Winger, Pierce, Troy, Abed, Annie, Shirley, Britta. Who's your favorite of the Greendale 7?
Wow, that's tough. It's hard not to pick Jeff Winger because we have so much from his point of view.
And he was the one that started the Spanish study group. Yeah.
It's hard not to pick him, but I keep going back to Abed. I think I'd have to settle on. It's just he was so quirky and everything about him, and how there was running gags with him like behind the scenes that we didn't even know about until like later episodes and stuff. And like there's the whole running theme of the baby that he delivered the baby.
Yeah, and he delivers the baby in the background,
and we see that child as it grows in the background over a few years. I think it was a running gag, and I'll say Abed. I'll take Abed.
Okay, Mark, how about you?
Just like Steve, I'd say it's tough, but I have to go with Britta.
Okay.
Of how crazy and wacky she could be, and how she tries to make it sound she's more intelligent than she is. And there have been a few things that over the years, it's like the one gag that I always get. She goes, I lived in New York. I used to get bagels.
Bagels.
Yeah.
They're called bagels. I lived in New York, Troy. I know what a bagel is. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, some of the jokes with Britta are hysterical. There's one episode where I don't remember exactly what episode it is, but it's a very quick clip cutaway. And it's her like with her hair all disheveled and she's sitting at the table. She's like, how long does peyote last? Asking for a friend. Like there's so many. This is one of the reasons why I love and adore this show as much as I do, is because there's so many little things. Like, are you guys familiar with the Beetlejuice gag that happens in the show?
No.
Yes.
There is. Well, for Mark and anybody else who's listening who doesn't know, there's a running gag through the first couple seasons where they mention Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice happens to come up in a conversation, and it's during one of the Halloween parties where Beetlejuice is said for the third time throughout the series. And as soon as they say it, somebody dressed in a Halloween costume as Beetlejuice walks in the background. Like they summon Beetlejuice. It's a brilliant gag that runs, I think, 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, and there's so many. That's the brilliance
so
the brilliance of Dan Harmon and the writers that he gathered together for those shows was just amazing. Because, like you said, the background things going on are all scripted, but you don't notice them unless you really pay attention or you read about them. And so it really is incredible.
Yeah, like the Gary Oldman thing.
Everything.
Yeah. It's I mean, so I guess to answer the question myself, I know it's stereotypical, but I have to go with Winger.
Yeah.
Like he's just the classic he's not the everyman because he's so high profile and vain, and it's ridiculous. Like he's a character I am nothing like, but for some reason I just love the character. I love the character so much. Outside of the Greendale 7, there's a ton of secondary characters that run throughout the series.
Wow.
Any favorites you can think of? I mean, just to run off a couple, we have Dean Pelton. We have
I got Chang Nisha.
Starburns.
We've got Chang, Starburns, Garrett, Leonard.
Was it Dustin, the one from biology where they didn't want to go with him?
What is that character's name? It's not Dustin. Is it Neil? No, Neil is Fat Neil.
Yeah.
Another great secondary character. But oh my God, what is that character's name? There's a whole episode surrounding him being a partner with them in biology.
And half of your work is done because he comes with a turtle.
He comes with a turtle.
Yeah, he was he was a vet, right? Wasn't he a vet?
Yeah. He's a
like Army veteran who was there.
He's an Army veteran.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, we've Garrett, Vicky, Magnitude, Pop. Professor Duncan.
Yes.
Oh man,
Duncan is my personal favorite, only because I'm such a John Oliver fan.
Yeah.
And he's so ridiculous throughout the
series. And he's
series.
one of those ones that, he's all throughout the first season, and then you see him sporadically in season 2, and then he comes back sporadically, and then he's actually in season 6.
Yes.
He came back.
It's really amazing.
Todd,
that was his name.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called the Todd problem.
With the hair. Yeah.
Yes.
And Keith David's character from the 6th season.
Oh, Elroy, Potashik.
Elroy, yeah.
Elroy,
and of course,
we
Jonathan
had
Banks.
And
Jonathan Banks, John Goodman as Weisstein Lehorn.
Celebrity guests too. I have a list of them too, which is pretty cool. But they had so many throughout the years. Like you had Brie Larson as Abed's girlfriend at one point. Jack Black showed up trying to be in the group, and nobody knew who he was. He was in the back of the class, and they had a whole rendition of and then he had a fantasy. He goes, I must have been daydreaming. It was like Britta and Annie, not mud wrestling, but foam wrestling in the pool.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a bra. Yeah. I remember the episode. We had Malcolm Jamal Warner was Shirley's ex-husband. I mean, there's a ton of celebrity cameos that happen throughout this. I don't want to mention this one because it happens. It's an episode that's in my top 5, so I don't want to mention this one particular one. But
I had to go with Leonard. I think just because of the things, the so absurd things that in the it's not on my list, or is it? He gets banned for farting, in the blanket fort. And
some of the best. This is your third strike, Leonard. Some of the great stuff with Leonard is the fact that he's constantly insulted by the group, and some of the insults are great. Like shut up, Leonard. I know about your new nose. It was a lateral move. It's.
Yeah,
they're so ridiculous, but I love them. Mark, how about you? Favorite secondary character, if you have one? It's a tough question. Dean, how can you go wrong with Dean Pelton?
Yeah.
Another character who's in almost every episode of the series through all 6 seasons.
Yeah, Academy Award winning John Rash. So
what did he win the Academy Award for?
He wrote that George Clooney movie. Not Departed, Defeated. He was a writer on that George Clooney movie that won something.
All right.
Yeah, he was. I'm telling you because I read one of the IMDb's that when he was in the episode there's an episode that has him, Brie Larson, and Kumail Nanjiani in it. And
the Descendants.
The Descendants, that's the one. Yeah, he was part of that writing crew. For that movie, and so he won. So they have an episode with all 3 of them in it, and he said that's all Oscar winners in that one episode. They have 3 Oscar winners in that one episode. Now the episode aired before Brie Larson won hers, but still, it's
So,
oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get into our top 5. And then, we'll because I'm sure there's probably going to be a couple episodes we're going to share, because there are quite a few episodes of this series that if you go online and you check any list of top 10 Community episodes, there are some that are always at the top of that list. And there's a reason for that. So I'm sure we're going to have a couple that are going to overlap, especially with 3 of us doing top 5s. It's usually only 2 people, but I figured this is the first episode back. Let's go a little bigger. Let's bring on 2 people. And I was even contemplating bringing on a 4th, but
and Mark and I share a similar brain, so there might be some overlap.
and that's totally fine if we overlap with a couple of them. But yeah, so we're going to talk about top 5 favorite episodes of Community, and then we'll knock out some honorable mentions as well towards the end. But Steve, let's start with you. Okay. Let's go into our top 5. What have you got for number 5? So, top 5 favorite episodes.
My number 5 is from the 5th season, and it's going to tie into a season 6 episode. So I'm talking a little bit about that as well. But season 5, episode 6, analysis of Quark-based networking. This is when they're trying to get the billboard back up in the it's not Chow Hall, the cafeteria. And they have to go to making all these deals. And one of the characters that they have to make a deal with is, and there's a lot of cameos in that one as well. Nathan Fillion's in that one. Paget Brewster plays the IT lady that they have to go talk to. And then in season 6, Paget Brewster became a cast member of a different character, though. So in season 6's episode 4, she mentions the fact that every time I try to call the IT lady, I just get a staticky sound. All my emails get bounced back from Serbia in Aramaic or something like that. And so I just love that tie-in with those two, and just the Hickey telling Annie that no, you're not gonna be able to do this, and just seeing Annie's meltdown throughout the episode is just amazing. So
it's such a great joke that if you never saw that episode or you missed her cameo in season 5, like it goes completely over your head. But when you go back, if you watch steadily or you rewatch it in order, and I tend to shuffle episodes quite a bit, but if you watch them in order, it's such a brilliant joke that, because you're right, she comes back as Frankie in season 6, and then she's the IT director, which I don't even think her character, if they had a name, I think it's mentioned relatively quickly.
I don't remember. I think it was just the IT lady. I think that's why the joke is so the season 6 episode is season 6 episode 4, Queer Studies and Advanced Waxing. That is the one where they do the stage production of The Karate Kid.
The Karate Kid with Chang.
With Chang. Yeah. and Annie Kim also. So but yeah, they just call her the IT lady. In fact, when Elroy takes over the job in another episode, they keep calling him the IT lady, the IT lady.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's a good episode. I didn't even think that. I don't even know if that one made my top my list of all the favorites I had. But it's still a great.
I tried to pick some unusual ones. Was part of my goal. So
perfect.
Those are great though. That was a good episode. I actually watched it the other day.
Okay, Mark, how about you then? What have you got for your number 5?
I had to switch them around because it's so hard to pick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. So I'm just going to go with the one that makes me laugh, but makes me feel like a kid all at the same time, because I feel Jeff's age at this point. That would be G.I. Jeff from season 5, episode 11, the G.I. Joe episode.
That's great. Yeah.
I just love how they brought it in. They mention all the wacky things about like the cartoon itself. It's like how they want to know, what do boobies look like? And they constantly use a Duke action figure to bring everything in. The animation was good. They make fun of the cartoon as it was, with the bad lip like movement and syncing issues with the voice.
The constant repeat actions of so that they don't have to redraw the animation. They just use it constantly and put a different background behind it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and the interesting names that they give them too. Buzzkill with Britta, Shirley as 3 kids, Abed as 4th Wall, Chang as Overkill, which looks like Storm Shadow, Dean as Vice Cobra Assistant Commander, Ian as Zimzam and
Zim
Mix
Zam.
Max. But it's like they feel each other's things. It's like he's waiting tables and he gets shot in the knee and then he's like, ah!
It's so
And
great.
The brother drops
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
And it was
Yeah.
like one of those rude awakening of people who are coming of age into their 40s. He drank a little bit too much booze, took these I guess gas station young pills or youth pills and OD'd on it.
That he found, I think, in like Tokyo Town or Chinatown or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So it interrupted and was good.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the brilliant things about, like you mentioned, Steve, at the top of the podcast, like season 5 was the season that Dan Harmon came back. And it was appropriate that season 5, episode 1 was called Repilot, because that was basically what they were doing with the show.
Yeah.
And in addition to that G.I. Joe episode and or G.I. Jeff, which was the title of the episode, and a couple other episodes that they had, like you could tell that was Dan Harmon and the cast saying like, all right, we're going to get a little experimental this season. And that's exactly what they did. I know it's another episode in that season that I love, and it didn't make my top 5. And I apologize if it is in any of yours, but app development and condiments, the one where they have meow beans, the app for popularity is such a brilliant episode.
Yeah.
And it's so ridiculous, but it's like the fact that they could put these stories together and fit them into 22 minutes and tell them was great. Anything else on your top 5, Mark? Any other notes on that one before I reveal mine?
Oh, just the quote that comes out of Jeff when they're sitting in the prison in the cartoon, and he looks at Abed and he goes, "Fourth wall, your costume is 3 layers of racist."
Yeah.
And it literally is, if you think about it, and how they are. I just love at the end though the Yo Jobra, because they come together as Cobra and G.I. Joe.
Right.
Yeah. They join forces. Well, I mean, and one of the other things I love about that episode too is that it's something you don't realize until you're actually older and you're watching this episode, is that no one ever died.
Yep.
In G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And then when it finally happens, when they're doing it in G.I. Jeff, it's like, well, wait a minute. Like, do we get benefits? Like, we can die now. Like, it's totally ridiculous. And I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
So for my number 5, again, finding 2 episodes to fit in my number 5 and number 4 were really hard. But I went with this one for my number 5, season 3, episode 20, digital estate planning.
Oh, I almost picked that one.
This is the episode where they get called. This is not too long after Pierce's father dies, and they get called to Pierce's home, and it's to play a video game, and they get scanned and added into the video games, and it's all they're competing for Pierce's inheritance. And another guest star who we haven't mentioned yet, Giancarlo Esposito, plays Pierce's brother. Yeah. And he starts off as the villain of the episode and then eventually becomes an ally. And what I love about this is there actually is a game now that you can play. I should have had this information ready. So those of you watching, I apologize. There is a, oh man, why can't I find it? Jesus. Sorry for this. Oh, here we go. Community Hawthorne, Journey to the Center of Hawthorne, projecthawthorne.com.
Okay.
And you can actually play the game.
Nice.
And I've played it. It's a ton of fun. And it's just like the game from the show.
It's side-scrolling and
it's 2D side-scrolling. You can play as any of the characters. It's brilliant, and it's not developed by the producers of the show. There was an independent game company that actually took it upon themselves to do this on their own, and you can play it, and it's free.
Wow!
Yeah,
perfect.
You can download it and install it and play it, and it's free, which is great. But yeah, it was tough coming up with 4 and 5, but I love that episode so much just because I'm a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun just watching that episode. So that brings us to number 4 on our list. Steve, what?
Okay, this is one that may be on your list as well. I'm sure because it's a huge episode. Season 3, episode 4, Remedial Chaos Theory.
It is number 3 on my list. I will let you talk.
So I love this one because it's another one that sets up future episodes and future gags that come back in later seasons, even with the whole evil Abed and evil Troy, the whole evil dimension thing. But I love it. It's one of those things that I don't remember. I think Abed starts to mention it at the end. Is that Jeff has the dice in his hand and he says, starting at my left, if your number gets up, you have to go get the pizza. And there's 7 of them, realizing that he is now out of the running to go get the pizza.
Because he's rolling to die.
He's the number 7. Yeah. Yeah. So it's really cool. Again, I watched it again last night and it's just so, there's so many in gags in that thing that you don't get until you watch it multiple times. The fact that Annie's carrying a gun in her purse and only half of them really find out about that. And that plays in later as well. And so it's just really, it's a great episode. And like I said, it sets up for later stuff as well.
Well, that's one of my favorite gags of that episode too, is when Troy is sitting at the table. It's Annie gets the roll and she goes to get the pizza, which I think is the first one. And Troy's like, guys, what's a pregnancy test look like? And Joel's like, it's a little plastic stick with a thing on the end. He's like, oh, so this is definitely a gun.
Yeah. He's like pulling it out with a pencil. He's like using a pencil to hold it up.
It's like, okay, like that is so typically Troy, and I love that. But like, you're right. Like, again, it's my number 3, so I'll save some of my notes for it too. But I think it's when I mentioned how there are some episodes that are constantly on those top 10 lists, Remedial Chaos Theory is usually in the top 3 of every one of those lists.
Yeah.
So it does not surprise me that it is on multiple lists of us.
I don't want to steal.
It would be on somebody.
I don't want to steal anything from you. But one of the things that made me laugh the most is the end tag over the credits where Britta is just complaining about herself, and Jeff just keeps going, "I lost an arm."
You put a wash away purple streak in your hair, and I lost an arm.
Yeah, he says
you're
it like
right.
3 or 4
Life
times.
got dark. I love the fact that I can quote these episodes like off the top of my head, which means I've seen them way too many times.
And Pierce is dead, but he does come back later.
Yeah.
Annie's locked up in a mental institution over the guilt.
Yeah.
Pierce is dead.
Shirley's
drunk.
Yeah.
Troy burnt his larynx because he thought.
Because he tried to eat the troll.
Because he tried to eat a flaming troll.
Obviously, you don't know anything about defeating trolls.
Clearly, you don't know anything about defeating trolls.
Yeah, he had the little voice. And Abed's actually cutting out goatees for everybody.
Felt goatees for everyone. It's such a brilliant episode. Mark, how about you? Number 4.
All right. Well, like I said, it's hard to pick them in order, but I have to go with Season 4, Episode 3, Conventions of Space and Time. So it's the Doctor Who convention style for Inspector Time convention.
Inspector Space Time.
Space Time, yep. So Troy invites Britta. Abed invites a friend from England and winds up paying him money so he could come fly over and becomes Abed's new bestie. Jeff shows up with Annie and they're staying together. Annie has disillusion thinking of like in her own fantasy world that they're together. So she's in a hotel racking up a bunch of stuff like food, skis, everything that you could get, and talking about how she's married to Jeff Winger.
Tastes of bog.
So
the scotch.
And then Jeff goes to the floor and somebody, a hot woman, Trisha Helfer, who's in another celebrity cameo, thinks he's one of the handsome evildoers that's got a British accent. and he winds up hitting on her and playing at. He's the actor that plays the.
Call me Nige. This episode actually has a number of cameos in it.
Yes.
You mentioned Trisha Helfer, but Matt
Somebody from
Lucas.
Doctor Who.
Matt Lucas is the one who is playing the Abed's Brit friend.
Yep.
And then you also get Luke Perry and Jenny Garth at the end of the episode.
Yep, playing the Inspector Time.
Yeah, playing the American versions of Inspector Spacetime and his trusty
with what Pearson Shirley offered as suggestions to the story, which really pissed off Abed, and Abed's like, "I hate you."
The fact that he just whispers, he's like, "I hate you," and Pierce is like, "Hello," like he's like pointing it out, like he did something well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. I know this was actually not difficult episode to film, but there's a lot of heat because of this episode, because it is around the time that Dan Harmon had left the show. And I think at the time there was somebody already in mind. Like, this episode was already being written before Dan Harmon left, and they had somebody in mind to play Toby other than Matt Lucas.
Oh, really?
And when Dan Harmon left, the new producers of the show kind of took it upon themselves to say, well, we don't want this person. We want to bring in Matt Lucas. And it caused a little bit of a riff behind the scenes of the show. And I'm trying to find.
So that's a season 4 episode?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was my question that I was going to ask when we all got done, to see if anybody had any, because I have no episodes from season 4 on my list at all. When I scrolled through them, I just went, none of them really jumped out at me as anything special. I just thought
I don't have any season 4 episodes in my top 5. I do have some in my honorable mentions.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't have any in my top 5. I'll have to look and find a little bit of that. I can't find what it is. I remember hearing it, and I think I heard it on the Darkest Timeline podcast with Joel McHale and Ken Jeong. I think they talked about it on an episode of that podcast, which kind of just disappeared and went away. They never continued with it. They did a number of episodes of that podcast, but then it just, once everything loosened up in the pandemic, they just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
which kind of sucks, but
maybe they'll bring it back for the movie.
Ooh, they probably could.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Another thing that I liked about this too, because thinking about Doctor Who, it's pretty cool for the fact that this was before Jodie Whittaker was brought in as the new Doctor. So throughout the episode, they talk about a female doctor.
Yes.
Oh, we don't like her,
Minerva,
and that's literally what happened with Jodie Whittaker's. And I thought, wow, that's kind of
everybody hates her, not because she's a woman, but because she sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but it's such a Minerva.
But I saw the relation to that, and if you watch it again now, years later, you're thinking about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. A lot of people
who is a great doctor, by the way.
Yeah,
she's a fantastic doctor.
Yeah, she did 2 seasons? I think 2 or 3 seasons.
I think 3. I think this is her
third. About the third,
and she's ready to hand it over.
Okay,
I think she's filming one more episode, and it is the episode where she is handing it over to the new doctor.
Okay, I dropped out of Doctor Who. It's not a Doctor Who podcast; it's a community podcast.
That's fine. It's a TV and film podcast. We can bring up anything we want, as long as we don't derail for like an hour.
Right.
Which I think has probably happened on this podcast before. Anyway, I kind of cheated for my number 4 because I chose 2 episodes for my number 4, but they tie in together because they're back-to-back episodes. So
I think I know where you're going.
I kind of cheated. Well, you would instinctively probably go to the paintball episodes. That's not where I went.
Oh, the Pillow War?
No. Well, no, I didn't go to Blankets and Forts either, which, God, it was so hard to not put that in my top 5.
It's in my honorable mentions. Pillows and Blankets.
Yeah.
Ken Burns' style of that episode is so genius.
It's in my honorable mentions. That's the one I was not able to rewatch. That's the only one I didn't get a chance to rewatch.
It is also in my honorable mentions, and we'll get to them.
Yes,
no.
yeah.
So for my number 4, I went with 2 episodes. I went with they're both season 5 episodes.
Okay.
Season 5, episode 4, Cooperative Polygraphy, and season 5, episode 5, Geothermal Escapism.
That's
Okay.
my number 3.
These are so the first one, episode 5 or season 5, episode 4, the Cooperative Polygraphy, is Pierce's funeral. They're
And
coming
that's
back
Walton-
from Pierce's funeral.
Yeah. Isn't Walton Goggins the?
And that is the cameo I was going to
Yeah.
mention, but I didn't because I was going to talk about this episode.
Oh, sorry.
Walton Goggins is so great in this episode as the person who's leading the polygraph test. And this episode is so great because it actually, with as many issues as they had with Chevy and writing him off the series into the 5th season, and of course with Donald Glover leaving the show this season. This was such a send-off for both characters between both of these episodes, because you have Pierce's character who, just like any other episode that they use Pierce, they kind of make him out to be a dick and a villain. And then by the end of the episode, you kind of see a little bit of Pierce's heart in all the nice things that he actually had to say about these people, with the exception of Abed, who he's just like, did you know that you were crazy and I never got you? Here's your sperm.
Yes.
And then he moves on to Troy. Like he says that Annie was his favorite. Shirley was the strongest one. Britta never took herself seriously enough. He has all these nice words for all these people, and it really is a great send-off for Pierce at that time.
Yeah.
And then you have the following episode, which is typical Troy and Abed style, playing Hot Lava, which we all played as kids, but they took it up to the umpteenth level.
Right.
And is a beautiful send-off to Troy that I admit, every time I watch this episode, when he's saying his goodbye, I get choked up.
Yeah, it's hard to watch at times.
Because he is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And to see his send-off is in such a beautiful way. But at the same time, heartbreaking, because you see this friendship that we've all grown to love over 4 years has to come to an end. And it's these 2 episodes together. There was no way for me to separate them.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but I just couldn't. It's just, and going back to the polygraph episode of Pierce's funeral, it's one of my favorite lines of the entire series. And it's Ken Jeong, who might be one of my favorite characters in the entire show. They ask him when he sat down and he's like, have you ever masturbated in the study room? And he just takes the polygraph stuff off and walks away because he doesn't want to answer the question. But later on in the episode, he comes back and he's like, I didn't just masturbate on the study room. I masturbated everywhere. It's like, I don't know why I love that. There's two Chang moments that crack me up every time. It's that one, and then I don't remember what episode. Oh, it's the episode where they do the it's the 2 Annies that are fighting it out, and they're doing the world peace thing summit.
Yeah.
But it's the opening before it even hits the title card. It's Chang as the security guard, and the other guy asks him, "Where did you even get these handcuffs?" He's like, "Oh," and he takes his handcuffs away, and it's just like, "I swear they're just for sex." Like that line, it's just the way he says it cracks me up every time. Yeah. But I couldn't separate these 2 episodes. They're too good in their own way. They're 2 beautiful send-offs to these characters. Even if one of them wasn't as liked as the other, it was still a great way to send off Pierce's character, and hysterical at the same time. Yeah. And when during the pandemic, I thought it was great because they got everybody together virtually to do a script read through, and that was the episode they did.
With Pedro Pascal.
And Pedro Pascal did the Walton Goggins part, and it cracks me up. I'll still go back and rewatch it. Yeah, when they get to that part in the script where they're talking about handing them all sperm, Pedro Pascal breaks. He cannot read because he didn't read ahead.
Right.
to read that part. So every time he has to do that, he cracks up, and it cracks everybody up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it takes him easily a good, I think, like 4 or 5 minutes just to get through a 30-second part of the script.
Yeah.
And it's
That's great.
hysterical.
That's great.
Yeah. The geothermal escapism was my number 3, and I thought it was great to see that. But
Well, we'll just jump into number 3s then, and we'll leave it to you, Mark, to kick us off, since that's your number 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just love the whole aspect of it. But the fact that we knew that he was Don Glover was actually
Danny Glover.
Yeah.
too old for
Donald
you.
Glover. Donald Glover was leaving the show, but he was pursuing more than just the childish Gambino that he was going to pursue with his music career. But he was doing other things.
Mhm.
But the fact that at the boat is called the Childish Tycoon.
Childish Tycoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get LeVar Burton at the end. And he was like, I'm not going to be nervous. I'm not going to be nervous. And then he goes, yeah, Burton, get on the boat. We have everything. It's all mapped out. And then he gets into the boat and they're ready to leave. He goes, I have a lot of questions to ask you. Okay. And they're all Star Trek related.
Yeah.
And the last question is actually a really smart question. He's like, why didn't they call it Planet Trek? You never went to a star. Not once.
Not once.
Not once. That's good.
It's so good. And one of the things I love too, it ties into that episode, Geothermal Escapism, with Troy, that being Troy's last episode. In the first episode of season 5, Repilot, and there's a whole conversation with Abed talking about how Scrubs came back for a final season, and Zach Braff was only there for the first 5 episodes. And Donald Glover as Troy's like, after everything that show did for him, knowing full well he was leaving in the 5th episode of that season of Community. It was such an inside joke, and it's so damn funny.
It really
and
is.
it was also cool too because we had LeVar Burton, but LeVar Burton was brought in previously too. Remember when Pierce faked him dying and he was in the hospital and he had to give things away? He brought in LeVar Burton for Troy, and all I wanted was an autograph of LeVar Burton. I didn't want to meet him.
Well, that's part of the tie-in to him leaving. Is LeVar Burton tells him, like, "Look, I know you're going to have trouble. You're going to have trouble talking to me." And he's like, "No, that was the old me. I'm his clone. Let's get the lead out, Burton."
Yeah, because they were playing lava.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. That's right. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah. Good.
And he's sitting there like rocking in his chair, singing the Reading Rainbow theme song, trying not to cry because LeVar Burton is actually there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember what episode that is, but that's another good episode.
That's a good episode as well. Yeah.
That's another really good episode. I can't remember. But Steve, how about you? Number 3.
So my number 3 is from season 2, and depending on what platform you watch it on, it might be episode 20 or episode 21, because I discovered that this episode, which is Paradigms of Human Memory, it's the clip show that they did in season 2 of clips that we've never actually seen before, which they did that a couple times in the series. But I loved the first one because when you first start watching it, you're like, oh, it's going to be a clip show. And then wait, we've never seen these clips before. Like, this is all completely different. And then there's the moment where Annie's like, well, the tension between Jeff and I, and they like show that breakdown with what that song is, that slow song of all their stairs.
It's like a Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah. And then they show the same thing between Troy or between Abed and Pierce. You know,
you could do with anybody.
You could do the same thing with Pierce and Abed.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing, like them jumping rope and Abed acting out the cape.
And the change that he needs for the vending machine.
Yes.
And that's where we get the first hashtag 6 seasons in a movie, because it was actually Abed talking about
show's going to get canceled in 3 weeks. 6 seasons in a movie.
So I love that episode. It's one of those ones that I'll go back to. I've gone back to it and just watched that one because it's just, it's the Jeff Winger speeches and how they all tied together is even when we took Mercury.
And you're right. There's so many. It's brilliant I've been using that word a lot this episode, but I'm going to keep using it because that's what it is. It was brilliant to do a clip show showing clips of things we've never seen before.
Yeah, like the Wild Wild West.
The Wild West show, the St. Patrick's Day boat trip.
Yeah.
Oh God, there was a bunch of other ones in there too.
That comes back at the end of the episode or in another episode where they show them actually on that boat trip coming out, and Troy says something like, "If I know how rafts work, if you poke them at the back, they go faster."
I've seen enough shows to know that if you poke the back of a raft, you go faster.
So
that's the same episode. Yeah,
it is the same episode. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
It's the same episode.
That works on Gilligan's Island, Troy, not in real life.
Yeah. My favorite part of that episode too, going back to Chang, is like Chang like trying to be part of the group, and like he's sitting there and he's sitting next to Annie's boobs, the monkey, and he's like, "Oh, we had some great times too, didn't we?" And it just flashes to a clip of him in the vent with the monkey just hitting him in the head over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So
it's like a reverse cow birth.
I forgot about that.
When he goes into the vent.
When he just covers himself in Vaseline and dives into the vent.
The reason I said, depending on what platform, is I didn't realize until yesterday when I was rewatching these that Netflix does not have the first Dungeons and Dragons episode.
No, it does not. And we're going to talk about that because that is on my list.
Yep. Oh, great. Good. So, because I was confused by that when I was trying to get these episodes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I guess that brings me to my number 3, which we kind of already talked about already, which is remedial chaos theory. But we kind of touched on a lot of it already. Steve, as you mentioned, this sets up a lot of future, the Darkest Timeline, which was the name of the podcast. As we mentioned, we see Evil Abed come back a number of times. We get another paintball episode because of the Darkest Timeline. With this one happens to be all in Winger's head, but it's still another paintball episode regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't really know if there's much else we can talk about with this episode, but it's just, again,
we didn't talk about the Indiana Jones diorama that they have in the middle of their apartment. That when Jeff first sees it, he's like, "Oh, the apartment of perpetual virginity,"
Chops busted, my friend. Chops busted.
But why do they have a bowl of grapes in the bathroom?
Bowl of olives.
Olives. Yeah. Okay. Bathroom olives. Yeah. It's decoration. It's decorative.
It's a fancy party, Britta. Another scene, another part of that episode that I love is I forget what dice throw it is, but Troy goes to Britta in the bathroom and he's like, "I'm 21, Britta. I'm an adult." And he breaks out the cigarettes and she goes to light it and he just like sucks it into his mouth because it's a candy cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so damn funny. But that is seriously, I think, one of the best episodes of that series because it's incredibly smart. It takes it away from Greendale because it all takes place in Troy and Abed's apartment.
Yeah.
It is in fact another bottle episode, which we know from earlier they hate doing. Or
we're doing a bottle episode.
Yeah, because of the pen situation.
The pen situation, yeah. Like it's so well done, and it showed that they didn't need to rely on the community college aspect of the show to make these characters great characters because we got a great episode. And there are a number of episodes that take place outside of the school.
Yeah, like in the therapist's office when they were trying to put Abed away, and some of those storylines come back because they show them in a mental facility, all of them together, and they're acting out certain scenes from that.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that part of it.
And my favorite part of that is Garrett has a normal voice. It's not the nerdy voice that the actor actually has.
Yeah.
They did voiceover to make him sound normal.
Yeah.
All right. So top 2 now. Steve, back to you.
So this is one that I have loved since the first time I watched it in season 2, and it's an amazing. It's got a great cameo by is it Kevin Corrigan or Keith? It's Kevin Corrigan, and it is season 2, episode 9, Conspiracy Theories and Interior Design.
Yes,
this is the one where the dean catches Jeff with a night school class that doesn't exist with Professorson.
Professor Smith.
and it's just one of those things that there's so much going on in it that you miss it unless you watch it multiple times. And then at the end, when they're all using the different fake guns, and the one guy who's the security guard goes, I just hate when people play around with fake guns. Whenever people play with fake guns, the person who gets killed is the one with the fake gun.
The one with the fake gun, which I love too, because there's another tie-in to that episode with that cop later.
Yes.
In the episode where Troy and Abed have the Batman DVD and Annie accidentally breaks it. That cop comes back into the episode later and he sees Annie and he says, didn't I pretend to shoot someone in front of you to teach you a lesson? And she just kind of like timidly nods, which is a whole tie-in back to this episode.
Right. Yeah. And it's one of those things that's just like Jeff, there's one part where Jeff goes, I may be a god. Because Britt is like, how did that happen? Why did you just come out of thin air? And he's like, I may be a god. So
I don't remember. I think it's that episode. It might not be. I might have my cold opens wrong, but on my personal YouTube channel, I have a couple community clips that are just some of my favorite moments from Community, and I just put them up, and they have a ton of likes, which is great. I can't make any money off them because obviously they're copyrighted, but I just like seeing other fans like them. And one of the clips, and I think it's from this episode, is, or maybe it's not. It might be from another episode.
Cold open. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. If you remember what the cold open was?
The cold open for this one is the Dean printing out. He's got one of those old style printers.
Oh, yeah.
In the 90s, and it's printing out. It's got the big, gigantic sized paper.
The dot matrix
printer.
The
dot matrix printer. And he pulls that out and he rips it. And that's kind of the cold open, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. That is the cold open for that one. I'm reminded of it. Okay, so then it's not that episode, but just the two clips that I have on YouTube that I love that still get a ton of hits to this day are, one of them is, it's just Jeff Winger saying, did you guys hear about that turtle in India? 2 packs a day. Like, that's all. It's like, no, there's no content to that. That's it. And the other clip I have is actually from Remedial Chaos Theory. It's literally 2 seconds long, and it's Britta going, rocks, and Jeff Weir goes, no. Like, just stopping her dead in her tracks. That's all. It's 2 seconds on YouTube, but it has like over 5,000 likes, and I love it.
And I think if I caught it correctly, it looked like they didn't use the same clip every time of her starting to sing and him going no, because it's a different, like, it's I could be overthinking it.
Yeah,
like,
I know we're going back to Remedial Chaos Theory, but the only clip that they reuse is the one of Abed saying, just so you know, you're now creating 6 different timelines.
Okay,
like,
yeah, so it is
that's
different.
The
every
only
time
clip
he
that's
says
reused.
no.
Everything else is reshot. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But back to your
conspiracy theories and interior design. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just one of those. It's a simple episode. It's a simple concept, but it's just so brilliant and so good that it's always been one that I go back to whenever I want to watch.
It's a great episode. I mean, and like, referring to Dean Pelton as Dean Dangerous. Time travel is really hard to write.
If this desk were a time desk.
if my hoodie were a time hoodie.
Yeah.
Are we still on for Thanksgiving? Just talk to your dad, Dean.
Just talk to your dad. That's the funniest.
It's so good. Mark, number 2.
Number 2. Well, it could be good for 1 or 2, but it'll be Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas from season 2, episode 11.
Yeah,
so good. Stop motion photography that was in there, that we all grew up with, like, with Rudolph and Santa.
Yeah, it takes you back to like the Rankin and Bass claymation Christmas episodes. Yeah, that we get.
And then, of course, everybody's singing through it. We get a musical out of it to some degree.
Yeah.
And, it's basically about Abed's bad experience because he usually has Christmas with his mother, and his mother remarried, has her own children, and he's dealing with the rejection of that and not having, even though they don't practice, Christmas as a holiday or religious holiday, but more of like a something that him and his mother do at that time. And
my biggest disappointment of that episode is the gift that he gets that he's disappointed in is the season of Lost.
First season.
Is it the first season or it's first season? Okay.
Yeah, the first season. And Yeah, and it's a box and a box and a box, and then he finds Lost.
He finds Lost.
And that's
Season
another
one.
one. That's another one that comes back to paradigms of human memory, because they show a shot of the live action study room when that was going on. It was just great. Again, another John Oliver.
Yeah, you see it from the actual perspective
Point of view
of the therapist of working. Yeah,
in the study group room
of Duncan doing what he's doing. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's a great episode, and it's one of those. It's every holiday I watch holiday movies just like everybody else, but there are TV series that do Christmas episodes that I like to go back and rewatch. That's usually one of them. I usually watch every year.
Yeah, same here. I just love how he dresses all the key people in the group. Jeff as Jeff in a box, Pierce as a Teddy Pierce,
Yep.
Britta as a Britta bot, bleep bloop. Shirley as baby doll. Oh my lord. Troy as Troy soldier, and he has
Annie. I think is like a sugar plum fairy. I think, or ballerina. She's a ballerina.
Annie's a ballerani.
Ballerani. That's it.
Yeah.
And Ian as the Christmas wizard.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was all pretty cool, and how they were able to get him out of it and realizing. But we also got another Christmas one, the one with Anthony Michael Hall.
There's 3 Christmas episodes in particular. There's Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas. There's the one that you mentioned, which is the first season, which is the one where they get into the fight.
Yes,
with Anthony Michael Hall, and then there's also the one that's kind of
the musical and regional musical.
It's Close Encounters, where they get infected.
Oh yeah,
by music. But
there's also the regional. Yeah, the Glee Club, the
regional Glee Club episode. Yeah,
right. The regional holiday music. That's from season 3, episode 10. That's on my honorable mentions ones.
Yeah, that's the one that's kind of Close Encounters, where they sing to each other and infects them and brings.
Oh,
them in.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's great that they use a Close Encounters reference for a Christmas episode. Like it's like Close Encounters meets Glee, and it's so odd, but it's so
Close Encounters of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
No, you're right. Invasion, not Close Encounters. It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah,
I was like,
but it works so well.
It's so funny, and but we'll get to those when we get to the honorable.
I just find all those the Christmas specials always intriguing, as well as the Halloween ones. I just love all of them.
Yeah,
but this one was my favorite out of all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. Again, takes you back to, like I said, the Rankin and Bass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Frosty, Rudolph, Year Without Santa. They're great specials that still that are still relevant to us today. Like, we still watch them today, and it was great that they took that reference and they just kind of put their own spin on it and made it their own, and it worked.
Yeah.
Which I guess leads to my number 2, and this was tough. Because this one could be my number 1 as well. My number 1 and 2 are so on par with each other that you could swap them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to swap it. My number 2, I'm going to make my number 1, and I'm going to talk about my original number 1, which is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Since we already talked about that, we already brought that up.
Yeah,
I'll use that for my number 2.
Okay,
and then my number 2 will be my number 1. But Advanced Dungeons and Dragons is so. Getting to the point that you were making, Steve, about how Netflix doesn't carry it any longer. Netflix took a safe bet, and I don't blame them for this at all, because there is a moment where Chang is dressed in blackface.
Yes.
And he's actually referenced as Al Jolson
Black Elf,
and as blackface by Pierce.
Okay.
So he's not in blackface, but because he's referenced as in blackface, Netflix was like, okay, well, we can't even take the risk of getting blowback for this. Okay. So they removed the episode, which is really a shame, because it is an amazing episode.
Oh yeah, and it's another one that sets up future things. I mean, we get introduced to Neil, who then becomes a running background character.
Well, I think we've seen Neil before, but he becomes a very prominent character because of this. He definitely takes a couple steps towards the forefront. But one of the reasons why I love this episode and I adore this episode as much as I do is because there actually is. This isn't just a show for this isn't just an episode of saying like, okay, these guys are playing Dungeons and Dragons for the sake of playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Mhm.
This episode actually does have a message because
Suicide prevention.
it's suicide prevention. It really is
Yeah.
suicide prevention.
Yeah.
Neil is suicidal at the beginning of this episode.
Mhm.
And it takes all of these characters coming together to realize it and kind of take something that he loves doing and bringing him into it to kind of bring him around. And by the end of the episode, the one person who you don't expect to be the hero of the episode turns out to be the hero of the episode, and that's Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he is the biggest dick throughout this entire episode. Like, this episode makes him a villain in the show. It makes him a villain,
Mhm.
but he is the hero of the episode because it's because of everything that Pierce does in this episode that makes Neil realize this is one of the best games of D&D he's ever played, and he wants to keep playing.
Mhm.
Right.
He wants to survive. He wants to keep. He even
wants to
says
live.
at the end. He even says to Pierce at the end, "This is one of the best games I've ever played. Do you want to play again next week?"
Mhm.
Like, and it's so heartfelt that this episode. Yes, it's great and it's funny, but it saves a life.
Mhm.
And that's one of the reasons why I love this episode as much as I do. And it's a shame that with such a powerful message that this episode has,
Mhm.
Netflix won't air it because of some of the references in it.
I'm curious because a lot of things are being taken off Netflix at times because they go back to because with all the streaming apps, a lot of shows are going back to like NBC, ABC.
Yeah,
Now-
I think Peacock has Community as well. I think both Peacock and Netflix have Community on their. I'd have to check Peacock because I have.
Well, I'm actually checking right now because I do have Peacock, and I know while you guys are talking, I'm actually looking to see if they do have Community, and if they do,
If they have that.
if they have that episode. Yeah,
I have the DVD, so I can always watch the
Community
the
is not on Peacock,
Okay.
Not yet.
which means
Okay.
Netflix still owns the rights.
Gotcha.
But because Peacock is producing the movie, that I can almost guarantee you they're going to get the streaming rights to Community
I would think
because it was an NBC show. So
Yes.
once the deal with Netflix expires, they're going to bring it back to Peacock.
Yep.
And hopefully they bring that episode back. I mean,
Hopefully.
just put a warning at the beginning of it.
That's what you
Because
need to do.
It's such a it's such a powerful episode in the message that it provides through humor, but regardless, it's still a powerful message.
Mhm.
It's a suicide prevention episode, and it needs to be seen.
Right. Absolutely.
All right, that brings us to our number ones. Steve, what is your number one?
Oh, probably a no-brainer, and it may be. I'm surprised it hasn't already been mentioned, but my number one is the first paintball episode, season 1,
Modern
episode
Warfare.
20.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool.
Modern Warfare, directed by Justin Lin, the Fast and the Furious guy, and there's just so much in this. When I watched it again last night, there were so many of these episodes that I found myself laughing out loud, even though I've watched them multiple times, still laughing out loud at them. And the scene of Abed running up the wall and shooting to save Jeff, and then he says, come with me if you don't want your clothes to get paint on them, doing the Terminator line, and then when they come into the room and Troy's like, Jeff Winger, you son of a bitch, it's just so many things, and it's great. And then also the message, again, another one with kind of a message. At the end, they joke about, Britta says when she wins, she's going to give it to Shirley so Shirley can schedule her classes around spending time with her kids. And Jeff's like, if I win, I'm just going to keep it for myself. But then at the end, he does end up giving it to Shirley. Yeah. But and to the Die Hard references, as soon as Jeff takes off his shirt and he's got that tank top on, there's going to be Die Hard. Like it's got to be. So, but
and he just shoots Dean Pelton in the head with a paint.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, what do you want? Guess.
And he does the Rambo First Blood Part 2 at the end with the machine gun where he shoots all around him with the machine gun paint. That's the end of Rambo First Blood Part 2 when he shoots.
There are so many action movie references
like
in
Scarface.
this one episode. There's Scarface, Die Hard, there's Hard Boiled.
Mm-hmm.
which is the Chang stuff with the golden paintball guns.
Yep.
There's Predator with him at the end with the bomb on his chest.
Yes, it's so like there's so many references in this, and also there is a huge moment in this episode in Britta and Jeff sleeping together.
The first time they hook up is in this episode, and so it gets referenced back, in future episodes as well in seasons. So you
did it on the desk.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's just one of those episodes that, and like I said, it was the first one I don't think I had ever seen anything like that kind of scope in a 22-minute comedy. You know, and it also it's another thing that I don't know if this was intentional or not, but when you get to that one that I mentioned first, the analysis of quirk-based networking, we find out that there's a whole network of custodians and a whole network of janitors. Like they're two separate jobs, and there's a whole bunch of them. Now we know why this school needs a whole bunch of custodians and janitors, because once a year they destroy their school.
Well, that's even
same guy.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, that same guy is mopping up. It seems like every time, he's the one janitor or custodian, whichever one he is, that he's mopping up after him. So.
Well, it's like even at the end of the two-part paintball episode that we get in the next season, in season 2, the very end clip during the credits is Abed in the hallway talking to that janitor, and he's like, and he's telling him the story about how everything happened, and the janitor's like, "Well, next time, why don't you just pour paint over everything?" He's like, "Oh, we did that. Haven't you been to the library?" He's like, I'm working my way there. And he's got the drink in his hand and it's empty. And he's just like, "Oh, you could just put that anywhere."
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. But you're right. They need a team because they keep doing stupid shit like this.
Exactly.
It's so damn funny. But that's a great episode in itself because no series had ever done anything like that. And you're right. The scope of just this 22-minute episode of everything that they put into it, all the references that are into it, all the events that happened, it's a stacked episode. And one of my other favorite lines from that episode too is when they're walking outside, when they're getting ready to face off against the Glee Club. It's Shirley and Troy walking back behind everybody, and they're like, "You know what I'm thinking?" And Shirley's
we're
like,
the last 7.
We're walking with God, and he's like, "No, we're the last one." And Troy gets taken out, and Shirley's like, "Troy made God mad." And she's running away.
That scene with Britta in the cafeteria or wherever it was, and "I'm going home, Britta." And she's like, "No." Shirley's like, "No, really, I'm going home." So
yeah, no, really help me up. I'm going home. That's a great choice for number 1. It really is.
Yeah.
Mark, number 1.
That would be season 2, episode 5, Epidemiology.
Okay.
The Halloween episode.
Episode.
Okay. Yeah.
So Dean winds up getting army surplus store rations for taco meat, and they all start breaking out into zombies and starting biting each other and spreading it. There's like so many cool outfits in it, which I love. Pierce is the first to be infected, of course. And he's dressed up as William Shatner.
No. Yes, he is. You're right. Yep. I confused it for another Halloween episode.
Yeah, you thought he was Beastmaster.
Beastmaster, yeah. Yeah, that's a different Halloween episode.
It just it revolves around the group, and most of the school quarantined at that point. You got the doctor who's great at clay.
Yep.
And he's trying to tend to everybody, but between Britta and him, they don't acknowledge that they were bitten because they thought they wouldn't get infected.
I got bit hours ago and I'm fine.
Chang and Shirley hook up.
Another continuing storyline that develops from this episode. Yeah.
Another memory. We have a memory in the paradigms of memory.
Where Abed sees Britta and Jeff go into the bathroom.
Yep. They get together and eventually she gets pregnant, and then he leaves that message with Troy at the very end saying, Chang's like, "Troy, I need to tell you, Shirley and I totally hooked up.
Shirley and I totally did it."
Yeah.
I just love the costumes. So Jeff was Beckham, Britta as a T-Rex, which is pretty funny, which is something that I just love because she posted this on her Instagram that she loved T-Rexes, and actually they got the idea because she has a picture of herself when she was a little kid as a T-Rex.
That's
for
awesome.
Halloween.
Nice. Yeah.
So they did that. Abed as Alien.
Mm-hmm.
And Troy as Ripley from Aliens,
as
but then
Ripley.
changes it to being a vampire.
I'm
Yeah.
a sexy Dracula.
Yeah. And it's not really, he goes, no, you're a vampire. No, I'm a sexy Dracula. But why would you say that with a toilet seat covered?
And that's what I love about the
Dracula.
costume is that's all it is that he stripped down his t-shirt, put a toilet seat cover over his head and wrote Dracula on it.
And like covered his wrists like wristbands
Yes.
with toilet paper. Shirley as Glinda, the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz, but everybody confuses it. They don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And Chang was, I forget. It was
He's an ice skater.
Ice skater. Peggy.
Oh,
not
Christy
Peggy-
Yamaguchi.
Christy
right?
Yamaguchi.
No, he was Peggy Fleming.
He was Peggy, but everybody
Because
kept
when
calling
they-
him.
When they called him Christy Yamaguchi, he's like, no, he's like, you just got proven racist by the racist maker.
That's right. That's right. I got it backwards.
He was going as Peggy Fleming, but they kept saying Christy Yamaguchi.
And everybody kept calling Shirley Miss Piggy, but they didn't want to say it to her face, but they
Right.
didn't realize she was Glinda.
Just a warning, Shirley is not Miss Piggy. You're on your own. And she walks up, hello.
And I just love how Dean
And Jim's
is
like, I can't unsee it.
yeah, exactly.
I can't not see it.
Dean as Lady Gaga.
Yep.
And his playlist is playing over with the music, but it also has his reminders, audio
his
reminders, to-do list, and his his shopping list. But it's
just
always
ABBA and
music.
it's just ABBA and voice notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, I already spoke about Rich from Pottery Class, but that was hilarious.
It's such a great episode, and I know I posted for feedback, and we didn't get a lot, so we're not reading much. We're not going to read any in this episode. But one of the people did say that was probably one of their favorite episodes as well.
Yeah,
is that zombie episode because
Nice.
I mean it's such a clever way to do a zombie outbreak without killing off characters.
yeah, because they get all remedied at the end. Troy makes the trip, try to lower the temperature.
Yeah.
So that way it cools them down and break the fever. But you stay, it's like, Jeff, you're still cool even when you're a zombie.
Yeah. And then doesn't somebody? Oh, it's the dean who calls the phone number on the packages.
Yes.
And the army rollout that comes to.
Yeah. But I mean, it's again, like I mentioned, it's another one of those episodes where there's a developing storyline that starts in that episode with Shirley becoming pregnant and the mystery of who is the father. Is it Chang or is it Shirley's ex-husband?
Right. Yeah.
And it's kind of almost a character builder for Chang too, because he does grow up a little bit when he realizes that he could be the father of Shirley's baby.
Yeah.
He's still Chang. Let's not be wrong about that.
Or the
But-
Dynasty of Chang episode, which was crazy in itself.
It's so good. That whole storyline of Chang taking over Greendale is like, it's so
With
damn
little
good.
kids.
But I guess that brings me to my number one, and I am genuinely shocked that this episode, not only has nobody listed this episode yet, but it hasn't even been mentioned yet. Like not even in some of our honorable mentions in the
I
conversation.
think I know what
Nothing.
it's going to be.
My number one, which again could be number two, number one. These two are so swappable. Season 1, episode 21, Contemporary American Poultry.
I specifically did not put this one in my top 5 because I figured somebody would have it in their top 5, and so I was like, I'm just going to put it in my honorable mentions. But yeah,
I watched this episode. I adore this episode because it is a mobster movie made into this episode. And every time I watch this episode, without fail, I want chicken fingers. This episode makes me hungry for chicken fingers every damn time I watch it. It is so well done. From using some of the music that they use in the episode to like Abed becoming like this mastermind of the kitchen, Joel being pushed. Joel, that's his real name. Jeff being pushed out and having to take Abed out at the end to realizing at the end why Abed was doing this, which is some big character development for Abed.
Yeah.
It's just so well done. There's no real connection to any other episodes. This is really a standalone episode.
Yeah.
Because there's no continuing storylines. It doesn't touch on storylines that happened before it. This is literally just a standalone episode of Community. But it's so well done. Like, I really don't know what else to say about this episode other than the fact I love this episode as much as I do.
Yeah, yeah. And Jeff was the boss. He was running things.
It's like everybody played their part in this. Like, Annie was the runner. Britta was a packer because she was a vegetarian and wouldn't eat it, and Shirley was one too because she would worried if she stole she'd go to hell.
Right.
Like, it's so nuanced and so well done. Like, from Annie's bag being torn apart at the end because Abed decides everybody's too. Sorry. There actually is one continuing storyline that develops in this one. This is the origin episode of Annie's boobs. Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
This is the origin of Annie's boobs, the monkey. This is the episode he
Why
got
did you let Twitter name your monkey?
They are my body parts. Will you rename that monkey? It's his Twitter account.
Yeah.
It's so well done. Like,
yeah.
I'm it doesn't surprise me that nobody brought it up because, again, there's so many great episodes of this show that we were bound to have a couple that crossed over. But one of the things I was really hopeful for is that all of our number ones were going to be different, and they were.
Yeah.
So, and that just shows the eclecticness for this show is that there's a little bit of something for everybody in this series. And I love it. But let's talk about some honorable mentions that we have. And again, just like every other episode, we don't have to go into too much detail about these. We can just kind of rapid fire through these a little bit. I mentioned Modern Warfare already came up. That was in my honorable mentions. Steve, what's an honorable mention? One of your honorable mentions.
The only one I've got that I think has not actually come up yet. Well, actually, I'll talk some more about one of them, but this is season 3, episode 8, documentary filmmaking Redux. This is the documentary that mocks or plays off from the Apocalypse Now documentary, even to the point of the Dean just going all out crazy.
This is the one where they remake the commercial, right?
Yeah, they're remaking the commercial for Greendale. Troy and Britta have to kiss, and they're trying to figure out how to do that.
Stop saying I'm different.
Yeah, it's so we keep using the word brilliant, but it really is. There's so much of it, and it just Abed filming the filming of making a documentary of making the commercial.
Well, what I love about that episode too is it goes meta because it is very much Apocalypse Now in the style that it's filmed. But even when they bring in Luis Guzman later, and they're questioning why Abed is filming the commercial, Luis Guzman even says, he's like, haven't you ever seen Hearts of Darkness? So much better than Apocalypse Now. Like,
exactly.
That's a meta moment in the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's not wrong. Hearts of Darkness is so much better than Apocalypse Now.
I hate to admit that. I hate to admit that, but it's better.
Yeah, it's better than Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now is great. Heart of Darkness is so much better.
Yeah. Well, and Apocalypse Now was my number one war movie when we did war movies.
That's right. Yes, it was.
But I even admitted then, I think I admitted that the Hearts of Darkness is so much better. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Mark, what's one of your honorable mentions?
Well, that would be season 5, episode 2, Introduction Teaching. And that one is when Abed goes to class and they study, of all things, you and I covered him on Adrenaline Cinema Podcast, Nicolas Cage, Good or Bad, with Professor Garrity, and Abed loses it, and he goes, oh, crazy.
That's another Kevin Corrigan.
Yep. And I just love how at the end of that episode, when Abed has the breakdown and just walks out of the episode, or walks out of the classroom, Professor Garrity's like, that was genius.
Yeah. But it also references the previous class he had taken about who's the boss.
Right.
Which I also
Angela.
like too.
Angela. Yep.
Yeah, that's another good one too. Let's see. Let me take a look at some of mine. I mentioned the app development and condiments, the Meow Meow Beans episode. One of the other ones, though, I like, and this was one that was kind of tough to not put in my top 5. Season 4, episode 9, Intro to Felt Surrogacy. This is the Muppet episode of Community. That's also a musical episode.
And it was also a very serious episode with certain things, because Shirley has a breakdown of she confesses how she left her kids.
Yeah, she left her kids in a grocery store.
And she couldn't find them.
Yeah. I mean, they all kind of have those moments at the end, but but you're right. I think Shirley's is probably the biggest out of everybody. None of us are parents, so we really can't relate to that. But I mean, I know enough parents that I can be like, look, it happens.
Yes.
Parents and kids get separated. It happens. Shirley's reasoning is because she got a little distracted and she left them there without realizing she had to bring her kids with her when she left. So it's a little bit more guilt-ridden, but I get it. And it's just, no, it's well done. And yeah, it's just seeing, like, hearing the music from it. I recently had new windows installed in my apartment last week. And while the guys were here working, I was watching episodes of Community, knowing we were going to be recording this. And one of the guys that was working on my windows actually saw that I was watching, and we started talking about it. And he mentioned this episode and how much he loved this episode. And no lie, in between episodes of Community, when there was nothing playing, I could hear them in the back room doing the windows, and I could hear him singing, "It's an adventure, we're gonna go high." Like, he had the song stuck in his head because we were just talking about it. And I started laughing, and he's like, "It's your fault." He's like, "I have to go home and watch that episode now."
Listen to the podcast.
Well, I did tell him we were going to be podcasting about it too. So hopefully he'll listen and he gets a shout out.
There you go.
Steve, any other honorable mentions on your list?
We briefly touched on it, but I want to talk a little bit about it again. Is that season 3, episode 10, the regional holiday musical? Because that one, there's stuff in that also plays into future stuff. We get the flirtation between Jeff and Annie that plays out through the whole series. Really, is this back and forth of between him and Annie, but also the implication of the Glee Club, when at the end the Glee Club guy basically confesses to murdering the first Glee Club in the bus accident from the previous season. So it's just one of those things that I just, it's another one of those episodes. When I watched it last night, I was this is really good, and I laugh out loud at parts of it. But that's I think that's the only other one that we touched on. The Pillows and Blankets, the Ken Burns style.
Yeah, it's so good.
That is so good.
It's that episode is so well done. That was another one that was really tough to not put in my top 5.
Yeah. Was that during the war too, that they had the War of the Blankets, or is that another one that was
so Pillows and Blankets was the 2-parter. It was the second part of it. The first part was they were going for the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah,
pillow fort, right.
Yeah, with the pillow forts and the blankets, and then it's into the second episode that it goes into the documentary style, like the Ken Burns documentary style, in which actually Keith David, who doesn't come in until Elroy later
narrates,
is the one narrating the episode.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we find out that Britta can't take a picture worth a darn.
Yeah.
Just because a picture is in black and white doesn't make it good. And this is something I've always been curious about. I got to look it up now because they reference it so much. Like, and there's been a number of times I've actually almost had Keith David on the podcast, and it always fell. It fell through every time. I'm hopeful eventually it's going to happen.
Right.
Was Keith David in The Cape?
Yes,
He was in the cape.
He was the mentor. He was the guy that taught the main character his cape stuff, I think.
Yes. Yeah. He was Max in the cape.
Yeah.
Because they say at the end of that episode when they're doing the voiceover with both Jeff and the narrator at the same time, he's like, "Hey, were you in the cape?" And he's like, "No." And that's how the episode ends.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Because he turns it down. Keith David was in the cape. Okay.
All right, cool.
I forgot about that. Mark, any other honorable mentions on your list?
Well, we talked about pillows and blankets. A fistful of paintballs, which is like
Great
the
one.
following one,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool because Dean Pelton screws it up with what the winning was. The first one was like
Priority registration. The first one,
fistful wasn't fistful of paintballs. Was fistful of paintballs is the one where City College offers the reward.
yeah. They mix it up. They don't know it's about money.
right?
And the first paintball one was about getting your
Priority registration.
Yes. Yeah.
Which doesn't actually exist, so you have to fake a disease. Gout. You have to fake a disease.
Yeah. But
Can
the
you
second one
walk
was
with a limp?
cool. The second one was cool at how they side together, and then you got the one off that the City College sends in some guy
Who is
Josh Holloway.
Josh Holloway. Yeah.
Josh
from
Holloway,
Lost.
yeah. I
Yeah,
thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was another two-parter. Fistful of Paintballs was the first part. That was the Western theme, and then the second one, A Few Paintballs More,
Was the
Star Wars theme. I'm actually a bigger fan. I love Star Wars, but I'm actually a bigger fan of part one
Yeah.
of
fair.
that one of the Western episode.
I just like in the second part when Abed takes the Han Solo because he gets the vest and he goes, "I'm taking it before Jeff gets it." You know?
Yeah.
He takes the Han Solo part before Jeff can slide into it.
There's also a key in the second part of that episode is where we get an Abed and Annie hookup.
Mm-hmm.
They end up kissing in that episode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's purely in character for Abed. He was doing it
But
in
she
character.
took it to the next level as usual.
But she was like kind of flirtatious about it. And he was like, I was just playing a part.
Yeah. I think I like the first part of that. I think I like the first part of that one better than the second part, I think.
Yeah.
The Western one is a little bit with Pierce is in the cafeteria hoarding everything and being the big boss.
Starburns.
Yeah, and he's got who's the girl, the other background character that we didn't mention, the girl. She's up doing a table dance.
Yep.
Yeah, Vicky.
Yeah, Vicky. I have one or two other ones that I can mention. I'm not going to mention all of them. Season 2, episode 4, Basic Rocket Science. Is the one where they're in the KFC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another kind of bottle episode. And it's the Apollo 13 because who is left out? Troy is Troy.
Abed.
Abed is left out, and he has to try to figure out how to get them home.
Yep.
Yeah. That's another episode I love where it's like the simulator.
Yeah,
the
and that's the
rocket
same
simulator.
City College. That's the running gag with the City College thing as well. Is in there.
Yep. Let's see. Season 2, episode 8, Cooperative Calligraphy. This is the actual bottle episode with Annie's pen.
Yes.
When Annie's pen goes missing.
And actually Jeff announces it and he goes, "All right, we're having a bottle episode."
Yeah. He calls his date Gwenifer. I'm doing a bottle episode.
It's great.
And then I think the only other one I'll mention, because there's so many good ones here. I'll mention one more. Let me pick one. You know what? I'll go with season 3, episode 7, Studies in Modern Movement. This is the one where they're moving Annie into Troy and Abed's apartment.
Okay.
Jeff is faking being sick.
And then Dean finds him.
And Dean finds him while they're out. Yes.
Yeah.
The scene at the end of that episode where they're singing karaoke together, they sing Kiss from a Rose together, and then they're just getting ready to do another song because Jeff thought it was kind of fun until he realizes that the Dean set the whole thing up. And they start fighting in the karaoke room and the camera's kind of like moving everywhere. And then the best part is when Jeff decides to actually go and help them move. And they start singing the lyrics from Kiss from a Rose because Dean tweeted it. And he's like, he tweeted it? He tweeted it! It's another one of my favorite moments. So I had a bunch of other ones, but we've talked about a lot of episodes, and we don't need to talk about them anymore. But just anybody who's out there, again, it's available on Netflix now. The only episode missing is that Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Hopefully it'll move over to Peacock at some point and they'll restore that episode with a warning. Mm-hmm. But it's such a great episode. So
yeah, and I found it interesting too, because if you look at the seasons 4, 5, and 6, they were only 13 episodes each.
Yeah, they were shorter seasons. Mm-hmm. Before we get into plugs and everything and start wrapping things up, what do you think you want to see from the movie now that we know we're getting the movie? I have something that I would like to see. If you don't realize it, like we mentioned season 5, Troy leaving and going off on the boat with LeVar Burton. A later episode, and I can't remember what episode it is, there is an episode where they're watching a news report and there's a lower third ticker at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And the lower third ticker at the bottom talks about 2 men in a boat who get hijacked by pirates.
And one of them is LeVar Burton.
And it is. It's LeVar Burton and another gentleman in a boat are missing after being boarded by pirates. Yeah. So they left a tease in there for Troy and LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
I would like to see, because they've only announced the season 6 cast. So they announced everybody coming back with the exception of Donald Glover and Yvette Nicole Brown.
Right.
The producers have said they're incredibly hopeful that Donald Glover is coming back. Yeah. They just have to negotiate with Yvette Nicole Brown. I don't see why she wouldn't do it, because she's talked in a number of interviews about how much she loved her time on that show. Mm-hmm. And she was part of the script read and everything else. So I don't see why she wouldn't come back to do it. I would like to see Community the movie, The Search for Troy and LeVar.
Oh, okay. That'd be interesting.
Because then Donald Glover can come back in a limited capacity. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to do a full shooting schedule.
Yeah, he can come back at the very end.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Like, what would you like to see from the movie?
I want to see, and this is crazy, this goes to the series finale, I want to see FBI agent Annie. I think that would be cool.
That would be
she
fun.
Went off to do an internship at the FBI. I'd like to see, how that turned out.
Hey, maybe it's her case to rescue Troy.
That's what I was just going to say, is that could be their way into getting everybody together to go find Troy. I mean, it'd be a little, why would she be bringing civilians into, but
right.
And I'd be interested to see how many of them stayed in touch with each other and how many didn't. Like, obviously at the end, I believe it's Britta, Jeff, and John Oliver are still, and I think Kim Ji-young are in the Dean, maybe are in the bar.
Yeah, because Annie and Abed catch a flight.
Right. Yeah. Abed goes to Los Angeles. Abed goes to Los Angeles. Annie goes to wherever she went for the FBI thing. I'd like to see if they stayed in touch with each other. How did they, or if they didn't? If they fell apart once they lost that, because Abed may have been kind of that glue holding that group together. So that could be another. I don't know. I'd like to see at least Annie, the FBI agent, and Abed, the film producer.
I get it. Yeah. Mark, what about you?
Well, my thought originally was based upon Abed, because he is going to be the film producer. It's his film of like a documentary style of trying to find Abed with the rest of the group. But he has to go back to Greendale, get Jeff, who's still dealing with those all-girl study group that all have different names. And I wonder if it's a different group this time where it's a bunch of different misfits. And then
if he's still teaching, or
if he's still teaching.
There was I'm trying to see if I can find it. I saw somebody post on Reddit an absolute brilliant idea for what the movie could be. And it was so typical Greendale
Mhm.
Like it was such a community idea that like I read it and I was like, this is brilliant. Like this is, forget my idea.
Right.
This is what the movie should be, because this screams community. And I wish I saved that link to find it, because again, it was such a brilliant idea, and it was very meta, just like the show is.
Well, and as you're searching for that, I'll talk about. I really hope. I'm assuming that they got Dan Harmon is coming back.
Harmon is coming back. Yes,
write it, because that's what Joel McHale. One of the quotes I saw from Joel McHale was that he would only come back to do a movie if Dan Harmon was the writer. So, yeah, I'm really glad to see that. Dan Harmon is a brilliant. He is brilliant. We keep using that word, brilliant. Rick and Morty is an amazing show as well.
Okay,
but.
I could not get into Rick and Morty. I tried watching. I watched the first episode. I know I have to give it more than one episode. Everybody tells me
I can see why you wouldn't. I can see your love of Back to the Future. And I can see why you would not like Rick and Morty, because it's kind of a parody of that. Yeah. And it's not an insult. I don't want to say an insulting way, but it kind of is.
It's a crude parody,
right?
Of
one of your favorite
of Back to the Future, of my favorite trilogy of all time. And I've had a number of people tell me like, yeah, that's probably my reason why I didn't like it. Now, I will say it has been in my mind to start it again and rewatch the first episode, give it a couple more episodes to see if I can watch it. And last night I did put on an episode. I was lying in bed and I'm like, let me rewatch this first episode again just to see if I appreciate it a little bit better. Like, let me push the Back to the Future stuff out and just try and get this for what it is. I fell asleep about 10 minutes into the episode, but it wasn't because I didn't enjoy the episode. I was actually laughing at a couple things that I did not laugh at the first time I watched it. The reason why I fell asleep was because my back was in incredible pain last night, because I'm having lower back pain right now. And I was on a Delta 8 gummy and a lidocaine patch on my back, which I think just put me out.
Yeah,
right.
That will do
so
it.
I need to go back and do it again. It was a bad idea to lie in bed and watch it.
Yeah.
Right? So, but anyway, getting back to Dan Harmon, I'm excited that Dan Harmon's coming back to be a part of it. I'm really hopeful that he gets everybody back to be in it, with the exception of Chevy. If you can find a clever way to bring Chevy back, that's great. I don't think Chevy would do it.
No, not the way he was dismissed, and how he treated a couple of people, or the way he offended people on set that day.
And when you listen to, if you ever have the DVDs and you listen to some of the commentary of when that struggle was happening, he burned some bridges, I think. So
he burned some bridges, and the shameful part about that is too, like if you listen to Darkest Timeline, which the episodes are actually still available to go back and listen to, they're just not producing any new ones right now. When you go back and you listen to that, like they talk a lot about Chevy in it. None of the cast had issues with Chevy. None of the main cast had issues with Chevy. Most of the issues with Chevy stemmed from producers and directors and writers. Those were the bridges he burned.
Yeah, but okay. From the commentary, there was tension.
There was definitely tension, but Joel and Ken have said that ultimately they never really had issues with Chevy. Like they were able to deal with it.
I can see that. Okay.
So, it is what it is. Again, if they found a clever way to bring Pierce back, because they did kill him off,
right?
Great. Like I said, I just don't think Chevy would ever do it.
Yeah.
Because even Pierce's character is in the end of season 4, but Chevy's very rarely there.
Oh, yeah.
They found ways to kind of write him off. Like in even the episode where
Well, in the Rocket episode, right? He gets a trailer and goes into his trailer.
I'm not even talking that. Like, he's still on screen in that episode. In towards the end of season 4, episode 12, Heroic Origins, where Abed is doing the origin story of all the characters.
Correct.
Pierce's character is in that episode,
but you
never see his face.
Exactly.
Okay. The only time you see him is when it's like in the past, they're all in that frozen yogurt spot. And they talk about how an old man is faking a heart attack with the machine broken. You see the body from the neck down. You never see Chevy's head.
Yep.
Because it wasn't Chevy.
Right. Okay.
So Pierce is still around, but Chevy's not.
Yeah.
Because that's really when a lot of those issues really started to come to light. And then he's completely written off.
Yeah.
In season 5. He's written off as having graduated from Greendale, and then he is eventually killed off in episode 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't they at the end of the season they bring him back like as a hologram?
No, that's the first episode of season 5.
Okay, that's the hologram episode. Okay.
Yep. Steve, I think you said you had a question.
That was my question, was about whether anybody had any episodes from season 4, and there were episodes from season 4 in there. That was the non-Dan Harmon episode season, and when I scrolled through those episodes, I saw none of them really jumped out at me as anything that I remembered as.
I
think the polygraphy one did jump out at me, but I didn't put it on my list. So.
Polygraphy? You mean calligraphy?
The polygraphy. The polygraphy one.
Oh, polygraphy. Polygamy. What are you talking about?
Polygraphy. The one with Walton Goggins.
Who was the polygamy episode?
Which is great. To go back to that real quickly, I love how he changes his character at the end tag. It's a completely opposite character. He had to play a character, this serious guy, when he's giving them the test, and then at the end of the episode in the tag, he's this very laid back, kind of relaxed character, very different character.
Yeah. I'm scrolling through the episodes of season 4. There's a couple that stand out to me as decent episodes. Episode 2, Paranormal Parentage, which is another Halloween episode where they all go to Pierce's house because he locked himself in the panic room. We mentioned Conventions of Space and Time. We mentioned Intro to Felt Surrogacy. The only other, and Heroic Origins, which I just mentioned as well. The only other episode I can see that I think I enjoyed was Advanced Documentary Filmmaking, where Abed does the documentary on Changnesia.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which I think was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but a lot of great episodes, a lot of great community talk. I'm glad we got to do this. I knew this episode was going to run a little long because there was 3 of us. It was the first episode back, and there was a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're still under 2 hours, which is great. As long as I don't pass 2 hours, we're good.
Right.
I mentioned at the top of the podcast, you guys are the host of Panels to Pixels. What have you guys got going on Panels to Pixels right now? Where can people find it? And what other podcasts are you a part of or listening to? This is your moment. These are your minutes.
Well, Mark, let me do the Panels to Pixels stuff, I think, because you got so much other stuff going on as well. But over on Panels to Pixels, we are covering the Umbrella Academy season 3, and we will be wrapping up She-Hulk as it finishes its season 1 this week. We'll be wrapping that coverage up. And then after that, we're gonna do a episode about Werewolf by Night, the one-off.
I watched it the other night. So good.
I need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but we're going to do a one-off on that one. And then just look for us out there. We're under the Next Level Podcast Network as Panels to Pixels Podcast.
Awesome. And so just search Panels to Pixels wherever podcasts can be found?
Yeah, Panels to Pixels Podcast. Yep.
Cool.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
Everywhere. I should have had that clip ready. I could have used it.
All of them, every time.
Yeah.
I don't just listen to podcasts here. I listen to podcasts everywhere. Everywhere. All right, anyway. Mark.
Well,
plug away.
You could hear me on Adrenaline Cinema Podcast. You actually could hear Ben Beck there as well. The very first episode of Adrenaline, he was on there for Die Hard. We did our trilogy of Nicolas Cage where we covered Face Off, The Rock,
And Con Air.
And Con Air. So, and he will soon be coming back, and we're going to do Ocean's 11.
I can't wait. I love that movie so much.
You could just find Adrenaline Cinema Podcast and any player of choice, just like you did with Panels to Pixels podcast. You could also hear me on the Podcastica Network with the Sandman Cast with our friend Jamie, where we cover Netflix's Sandman that Neil Gaiman had put out. We're
Still need
coming
to
to
watch
an
that.
end. We're coming to an end soon with that. We have to do the extra episode, but the last episode will be coming out. On top of that, you could probably hear me on Fantasy Picks Movie Edition as well. My friend Rob does that, and it's a podcast that's so interesting that you have to you take a movie that didn't do so well, people just have a bad taste in their mouth, they don't like it. How would you change it? So
That's interesting.
So you would do that. Would you change the actor? So I think for the month of October, we're doing The Mummy 2017 with Tom Cruise.
Oh, that's easy. Replace Tom Cruise with Brendan Fraser and add more humor.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Done.
There's
There
your
you go.
podcast, Mark.
So you can find Adrenaline Cinema Podcast, the Fantasy Picks Movie Edition on the Adrenaline Cinema on Pyrocore Entertainment Network. So you just go there.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Podcastica. There's a lot of great stuff going on over there. We can give those guys some plugs. I know we're gearing up for it. I haven't been a co-host of a Podcastica podcast in a while. I was doing Wheel of Time with Greg and Wendy, which we're going to be coming back for season 2 and season 3 because it did get renewed for 2 more seasons.
Mhm.
So that's going to be coming back. I know Jason and I, the Podfather himself, along with Rima, we're gearing up to do The Last of Us, which the podcast appropriately named The Cast of Us, which was really clever. Yeah, we're going to be doing a podcast on The Last of Us called The Cast of Us once that show premieres next year. And I think I'm also going to be co-hosting. I don't know with who yet. I've been on a couple episodes of Walking Dead cast to talk about The Walking Dead, but I haven't been on many. I think I'm on the list to co-host for the 6-episode limited run of Walking Dead Dead City.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Which is the spinoff with Lauren Cohan and Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Awesome.
That takes place in New York, which I'm really stoked for.
Yeah, same here.
So I love New York City. Give me a zombie outbreak in New York City with 2 of my favorite characters. Yes, of course I want a podcast on it. But as for Wilhelm, as I mentioned, we're back now. New episodes coming. Next episode, which will be launching in about 2 weeks, is going to be the Halloween episode. Our friend Jamie Dimmick is coming back on, and we're going to be doing top 5 favorite remade horror films. So we're going to be diving into some horror remakes.
Awesome.
And choosing some of our top 5. I might even do a worst of on that one, like I did with Kristen. Because we did TV dads, and then I think we did worst dads too, just for fun. So maybe we'll do that for that one as well. We'll do top 3 least favorite horror remakes, because
that works. I like that when you.
There are some bad ones out there.
There are.
There are some bad remakes out there, but there are some pretty great ones. So I'm looking forward to doing that with Jamie in a couple weeks. As I also mentioned, we have a new live web series. It's going to be launching next month, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be inviting a bunch of listeners to come on and join me every week, and the topics will be chosen by the audience. That's no planning. It's all going to be all from off the cuff conversations. Audience, whoever's chiming in the chat on YouTube or Twitch, wherever it's going to be streaming, which it's going to be streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And you can watch on any of them and chat on any of them. And yeah, we're going to let the audience pick what we talk about, which could prove interesting or could prove really disastrous. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's still in development. It's going to be debuting next month in the month of November. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm sure you guys will be on.
Absolutely.
As well. What else? The Twitch channel, twitch.com/IamBenBack. That's my personal Twitch channel in which I'm streaming, and you can catch episodes of Wilhelm being streamed on Twitch as well. Last but not least, where you can find the podcast. Easiest way is to go to wilhelmpodcast.com. That's where you can go and subscribe to whichever platform you listen to podcasts on. Facebook.com/Wilhelm Podcast. Give us a like over there. And of course, give us a follow on Instagram at Wilhelm Podcast. Really easy. Last but not least, reviews really, really help. So wherever you are listening, whether it be Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever, if they allow you to leave a review, please do, as they really help. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on this first episode back.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it hasn't been the first time you guys are on. It certainly won't be the last. I'm sure of that. I'm looking forward to joining you guys on Panels to Pixels and Adrenaline Cinema and everything else. So that being said, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube now, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're listening and you want to be able to, again, just go to YouTube and search for Wilhelm Podcast and subscribe to that channel, or I will leave a link in the show notes of this episode that will take you directly to the channel. The interview, the conversation I had with director-producer Brennan Braga from a couple months ago is already up on the channel, and it's getting a lot of attention. And I've actually spoken to Brennan a couple times since that episode, which has been great. Couple cool conversations in the works. Actor Doug Jones, who you would know from a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. Billy Zane is currently in the works. Josh Segarra from Arrow and She-Hulk is currently in the works.
Oh, wow.
I mentioned Keith David. Every time I get an offer to have him on, scheduling just never works. Eventually we'll make it work. And I've mentioned it before. I've mentioned it for months. Hopefully I'm still working on Kevin Smith.
Yep.
Okay.
He's incredibly busy right now, though, with the release of Clerks 3. So
That he is.
We'll make it happen. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, no matter what it is you do. Thank you for either way for being a part of the Wilhelm family. And until next time, gentlemen, thank you again for coming on. And we'll see you on the next episode of Wilhelm. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.